Jay Bilas played basketball for Coach K at Duke before playing pro in Europe. Then he went back to law school and now practices when he's not announcing college games on ESPN. None of those are easy feats, but Jay Bilas is a tough guy. So much so, he wrote a book about it, Toughness. He's here to tell us all about it. Welcome, Jay.
Thank you.
It's good to have you. Now tell me, is toughness all about physical prowess, or is it more than that?
It's way more than that. I think toughness is a mental thing. It's an ethos, a mindset. And you can be tough and incredibly nice at the same time. They're not mutually exclusive. But I think the toughest people, just taking it to a basketball context as a player, the toughest players are the ones that do their job. They concentrate. They're fully prepared. And they're great teammates. They make their teammates' job easier, and they make their opponent's job harder. They're hard to play against, and they're easy to play with.
But is toughness innate, or did you get tough when Coach K started coaching you?
I don't think you're born tough. In fact, that's one of the things that Coach K said in the book was that we're not born tough. It's something that you're conditioned with, and you have a foundation of toughness often that's built by your family. But I think when you get into situations, any kind of situation, whether it's in a business context with your business unit or your team, toughness is a contagious thing. You learn from the people around you. You have people that push you. Nobody's tough alone, essentially. That you have people who push you to do more and to push past what you think your boundaries are and your limits are. And I learned a tremendous amount from the guys I played with. Tremendous amount from Coach K. I mean, playing for him was like a toughness seminar every day. That you learned that you could be tougher and you were expected to be tougher. And then, like I said about the contagious thing, it built upon itself that when somebody did something tough, it made you want to match it, and it raised everybody's level.
And one of Coach K's mantras was next play. Mm-hmm. Tell me about that. What does that mean?
Next play was a mindset that Coach K's philosophy was that basketball is such a fast-paced game that whatever happened, positive or negative, you have to move on to the next play right away. That if you made a mistake, say I threw the ball out of bounds, instead of lamenting that and dwelling on that mistake, by dwelling on it, I was going to make another mistake. That if I was able to move on to the next thing right away, I would put myself in a position to make a positive play on the next play. So you wouldn't be compounding that mistake, but it applied equally to doing something well. That in the context of a game, if you had a steal and a dunk, instead of celebrating that, you need to get back. Maybe you have a chance to make a quick steal or do something positive. And it went beyond just what happened in the game. It was really a metaphor for life, that whatever happened during the day, you got a tough break, you got some bad news, next play. You got to move on from it. And I think golfers call it staying in the moment. And really what it means is concentrate on what you're doing while you're doing it. You have time to analyze things later. But when you're in the moment, concentrate on what's important, and that's always the next play, the next thing.
Well, traders on Wall Street certainly need to have short memories. They can't dwell on that last bad trade. They need to look ahead. They need to get to that next play. Any other tips from toughness that people can take to the corner office?
Oh yeah, I think one of the great things about this toughness exercise and studying this is the great people that I was able to deal with, and they were all friends of mine, people I've known for a long time. And in talking to each one of them, they all talked about the importance of being a great teammate. That whether it was Mia Hamm and Julie Foudy on the U.S. national team, Olympic gold medalists, all the things that they did about being able to push each other and hold each other accountable. For a lot of people, accountability means blame. For others, accountability means doing your job and helping someone else do theirs. And I had a colleague when I was practicing law. I had my first motion hearing. I'm headed into court to do a hearing, and I prepared for it. I thought I was ready, and so I'm in my office right before I'm about to leave to go to court. And one of my colleagues, a woman named Tamara Kettner, walks into my office and says, "Are you ready?" I said, "Yep. I've planned everything out. I'm in good shape." And then she sat down in my office. She says, "Do you know where to sit?" And I didn't. I had no idea where to sit. And she thought outside of herself to help me, and it toughened me up. It prepared me for what I was going to face and made me much better. It didn't shake me. I would have been shaken if I had gone in there.
You were soft. Just a minute. You were soft.
I was soft, but it's true. I was soft, and I think that's true of a number of people.
And then she toughened you up. Now let's speak about your job now with ESPN. Fox has announced they're going to come out with a sports channel. Is ESPN tough enough to beat Fox back?
I think so, and I think when you're a competitor, you welcome competition. And that's one of the things that in the book, you talk about dealing with competition and having everybody competing within the same unit. When in the business world, if you're on the same sales team with somebody and you're competing, well, you don't want to undercut your teammate. That's the absence of competitiveness. Or if we're on the same team and you're the starter and I'm the bench player, I'm the reserve.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, it does sound about right. Well, do you want me sitting on the bench hoping that you screw up so I can go in? That's not what competitors do. We have to support each other. We'll fight like hell in practice to win the job, and then we unite and move forward together. I think those are the tough competitors. So whoever comes into the arena in your realm, mine, whatever, you fight like crazy and you applaud your competitor when they do well, and you try to do better.
Duke, North Carolina, ESPN, you got a competitor on Fox. Look forward to watching it, and thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me. Great pleasure.
It's Jay Bilas. Thanks for watching The Street.